Hello everyone, my name is Nabilah Raihanah, and in this video I'm going to talk about my daily routine as a college student and what I like and dislike the most. So starting from my routine, I on college days I usually wake up at 4 to take a bath and have breakfast and then do the subuh prayer. And after I'm fully prepared, my father would take me to where the Kaleng bus usually stops by. I get into the bus and the bus usually left at 6, and I'd usually arrive I'd usually arrive at my campus at 7. Arriving at campus, it depends on where my first class is. Sometimes I'd go to the classroom or to the library with my friends. My first class usually starts at 8 a.m. and it would end at 9 or 10 a.m. The next class would start at 10 and ends around 1 p.m. Yes, I usually spend my day at campus with my friends. Sometimes we go to classes together and left the classes together too, and sometimes we even have lunch together too. We also would do our prayers together in the musola or mosque. I used to go home as soon as my class ends, but since lately I'm busy with my organization, I would go home later, sometime around either 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. And because I also take the bus to go home to Palembang, I would arrive either at 7 p.m. or at 8 p.m. Arriving at home, of course, I change my clothes first, and then I would have dinner while I also have some rest, and then I also do my prayers, especially if I miss one. Then usually I would sleep at either at 9 p.m. or at 10 p.m. but sometimes 11 p.m. It depends on if I can sleep or not. The rest for the college days usually go through the same pattern. I wake up early, I left home early, and then I would come home late, like either at afternoon or at evening. Now that we're talking about what I like and I dislike, my breakfast. Sometimes my breakfast can be bread or fried rice or instant noodles. Depends on what my mom made for me. And then as for my lunch at campus, I would have some milk, either chocolate or strawberry, and then the lunchbox my mom also prepared for me. It's either some bread again with sausages, or I would use my money to buy myself some food from the cafeteria or canteen. At my campus, I really like. At the campus, I really like to buy the risol mayo and sometimes takoyaki too. But it honestly depends on what I want to eat or what I'm in the mood for. As for dinner at home, honestly, it's whatever is in the house. And now that I'm going to talk about what I like the most, I guess what I like the most about being college student. One thing I really like about being a college student is the freedom and flexibility. It's less strict and pressuring like back in high school. In college, I can decide In college, I can choose my own schedule, decide when to study, and explore different activities too, like joining organizations or else. And I also love making new friends. Back in high school, I used to be the loner kid, but now I'm in college, I already have more friends. Also in college, I really love my major, the English education major, because ever since I was a kid, I've always loved English, not just as a subject, but as a language. Because ever since I was a kid, I've always loved English, not just as a subject, but everything that makes it whole. English, yeah. And now that I'm in the English education major, I'm so glad that my mostly self-taught English skills could help me to thrive in this major, especially speaking and other things like listening, writing, and other subjects too, and assignments. And since I'm a freshman, a new student, I also like how the assignments are less pressuring. There can be a lot of assignments sometimes, and they're really pressuring. But they're less stressing like back in high school, where you get it every single day. Like every day at school, you get something to work on. While in college, you can still have some days to relax, sometimes to relax, and not stressing over the works. What I dislike the most? Honestly, sometimes I really dislike it when a lecturer shared an information about a canceled class or online class way too late, and I guess I also dislike it when a lecturer gives an assignment, and I guess I also dislike it when a lecturer gives an assignment with a way too tight deadline, like the deadline is too little and it could have been longer. And it's not an easy assignment either. But honestly, if that's assignment, I only dislike it when it's an assignment. But if it's something for an exam, like this speaking video, I guess I can understand why it would have to be like that. Another thing I dislike is that one more thing is that I don't enjoy long lectures where the lecturers or professors talk non-stop for hours without much interaction with the students. It can be boring for us, like, okay, this class is nothing, like you're just sitting there for hours listening and doing nothing but listening to the lecturer talking non-stop without any interaction, without any other activity. That can be really boring for the students, even if but still sometimes we just really still have to attend the class because, well, it's our responsibility as students. It's what we do. It's what we must do if we want to save our grade. And another thing I dislike, I guess it's just when I'm when I'm about to go home, when I get on the bus, but it takes really long for the bus to, to start the trip, to leave the place, because other people who because sometimes it takes long for the bus to be full of other passengers. And I also dislike it when you're already in the bus but you're waiting really long, because some passengers left the bus and take their sweet time not caring about leaving others and making the waiting time longer, just because they don't care. They don't care they're making others late because the bus took really long to wait for them, just to, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Yeah, I really dislike the long waiting time. And to sum it up, my daily routine as a college student is quite busy but fulfilling, especially as somebody like me who sometimes struggles to be productive. Every day brings new experiences and challenges, and even though it's not always easy, I'm really grateful to be here. College life taught me a lot of things. It teaches me more than just academic knowledge, but it also helps me grow as a person, become more independent and social, and prepare myself for the future. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed hearing about my daily routine and what I like and dislike, and maybe you could relate to some parts of it too. Anyways, thank you for watching my video again, and see you.